Hey guys, how you doing today? And welcome to this episode of CRAY-Z. In today's episode, I'm going to be fixing my Sky Viper hover racer. A while back, I crashed it and broke something on it, and I fixed it, but I didn't put the right gear grease on it, and so now that's what I'm going to do today. So stay tuned for this episode of CRAY-Z. Alright guys, so as you know, we're going to be working on this drone today. This is the Sky Viper hover racer, and this is what started it all for me. This drone is amazing. This is a very, for a toy grade, this is pretty fast, and it's fun to fly and easy to fly, very user friendly. So for any youngins that are starting in the hobby, I would highly recommend this drone right here because it's been great. Now, the problem was I crashed it. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but that screw that's right there, that screw, there's a washer right there. That busted off, that fell off because it hit the side of the curb and went flying somewhere. I have no clue where because it's so tiny. And I started panicking because I didn't know how I was going to be able to fix it or if I could fix it. Where to get the parts. I had no idea where to get the parts. And it's just such an amazing drone. Like, I really was sad to think that I wouldn't be able to use it again. So I searched online. I tried typing in serial numbers. I couldn't find parts for this. And I ended up going to a local lumber yard. And they have all kinds of stuff. Nuts, screws, bolts, everything. So I went and I checked around, and I just happened to find the size washers I needed. And these are it. These little tiny washers. They were only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cents maybe a piece. And that still wasn't the end of my story, because now I had to figure out how to put these on to fix the drone. So what I ended up doing is I ended up cutting a notch out in one of them, and I was able to slide it in place like the original washer that went there, and it actually worked. And up until it stopped working because I didn't put the right gear grease on it, and it's still holding up to this day. And I've flown the thing probably, I don't know, 50 times. My wife, she's flown it. She learned on it. It's an amazing drone, and it's so easy to fly. And I've been heartbroken because I had to put it up on the shelf again because what happened was a bunch of dust got in there from not putting the right kind of gear grease in there. And over time it just built up and the propeller stopped spinning. So now what I'm going to attempt to do today is I'm going to take it apart again, re-grease it. Well, first clean it up, re-grease it, put it back together, and then try it out. So you can join me as I do this, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so what we gotta do is, you see this washer right here? That, we gotta slip that off to take that washer off. There's two different size ones on there. I want to try to be careful because I really don't want to have to make a new one. I want to try to reuse these if I can. So I want to try to do this gently. And there it is. Looks like I might be able to reuse it as long as I'm careful and don't really bend it a lot. So that's off. Make sure I don't lose that. So then the next thing is we gotta take that washer off. I'm gonna clean everything too, so when I put it back together it's not full of dust. There's that piece. And then the rest comes off easy. You flip it over. Pull the propeller out. And it's pretty dirty. I didn't have any gear grease, so I put actual gear oil from my truck on it just for a temporary thing. I didn't know if it'd work or not, but it actually lasted for a few hours of fly time with it on before it finally started collecting dirt and dust and all kinds of nastiness. So now I gotta try to clean all this out. Alright, now that everything's cleaned off, it's time to apply the gear grease. And what I'm using is gear grease off of an old RC car, which is the same stuff. Looks like a pretty good amount. Then next, I'm going to put some right here on the outside. Put a lot on there because I'm sure a lot is better than a little. I'll put it on the gear. Make sure that's nice and slippery. And you can see I got a bunch right there. Put it back in there. Hopefully this will work. I'm just trying to get it all mixed up in there and alright, now we want to put our washers back on. Guys, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. I think from what I've seen in there, it's not going to fly, so we're not even going to test it because I'd rather fix it right and be able to have fun with it than to not fix it and mess up worse. So I'm going to go ahead and look on eBay for some spare drones like this for parts, and we'll have to get back to do like a second episode or special episode or something, or a continuation of the build in this. But we will get this flying again. This is an amazing drone, and I just want to encourage you guys that not just because it's broken doesn't mean you can't fix it. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but a lot of times you can. Maybe you just need a few little spare parts off eBay or something. That's what I do. I just go on eBay, find broken stuff or just other spare parts. People sell anything on there, and you can find pretty much anything on there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the show. Come find us on Facebook. Come check us out on Twitter. Come check us out on Instagram. And don't forget, guys, just keep droning.